Okay, we're going to brew some beer today. What we've got here is my boiler, which is boiling the water up to temperature. I'll be putting the grains, there's Marisotter, some chocolate malt, which I'm just taking the temperature of, so I can find out what temperature I need to get the water to in order to get the malt out of the grains, which will all be going on in the mash tun, which is just basically a cooler which has been converted so that it'll keep the heat in for a specified amount of time, which for this particular brew is going to be 90 minutes, and I will be insulating it as well as we go along. So at the moment all we're waiting for is for the water to get up to temperature of about 82 degrees centigrade, because it is blooming cold in this garage. It's approximately 7-8 degrees centigrade. So we'll crack on. We've got the water up to temperature now. So the first stage, or second stage, whichever way you want to look at it, is to get the water into the mash tun, which has, I don't know if you can see that, but has a special built filter in the bottom, so that once the grains have all been used up and I'll let the water run out back into the boiler to boil it then for 90 minutes, it doesn't let all the bits and rubbish go into it, so it's pretty good filter. Right, then we'll just turn this off. Basically my boiler is just a fermenting bin with 2 kettle elements inside it. So this is where, for the first time, it probably piddles out all over the place, so we'll have a look. 3. And we have piddle. Right, have my paddle. And start adding the Marisotter. It's 4.5 kilos. Double bank. Well done. And what we have to do now is we have to stir this in so that there are no air pockets, and every scrap, every grain is thoroughly soaked. Ooh, gosh, oh, that smells lovely. That really is a nice smell. It's kind of like I don't know if you know what Horlicks is. It's a malted bedtime drink in the UK. For those of you in other countries that don't have it, so I suppose it's just a malted milk drink. So that's what that smells like. Beautiful smell. It's making a lovely porridge. Make sure I get every single scrap. We're using different kinds of malt to achieve different flavours, and this one's going to be a kind of like it's a bitter, an English bitter, and it's quite a nice rounded smooth kind of bitter, just the way I like them. I'll come back when this is finished with. There we go, the mash in the tun. There we go, beautiful. The smell is just untrue, and I'm just watching, see what kind of temperature I'm getting inside here now. Getting above 60 degrees, and this will sit in here now for 90 minutes once I've got it to the correct temperature, which is sneaking up, and then we shall boil it again, or we'll sparge it, which is adding water onto the top of it and just let it run through the grains and wash all the good malt out of there. Probably been about 90 minutes now. Just getting the water up to temperature. And in here is the mash tun. If I can get this lid off, because it's ready for the next stage. Ooh, look at that. And the next stage is to run the hot water through the mash. And into a collecting vessel. We'll just have a quick check to see what the temperature's like in here. See if we've lost any temperature at all. It's climbing. The first job is to pour off a couple of litres of the liquor and put it back in to recycle it, and the mash itself will settle and form a kind of bed, a mash bed. Probably lost about 3 degrees. It's not too bad. I'm just going to use a bit of tin foil on the top, because when we run the water into it, we don't want to disturb the bed itself. So I'm going to put that on the top. If I wanted a better tool, I'm going to hoof some holes in it with it. Or not. So we need something sharp. Oh, that works. Okie dokie. Smoky. That should be getting up to temperature up there now. I'll turn that off. Just do a couple of little runs. It's not looking too bad at all, to be honest. I'll run a couple of these off. Now we have quite a liquor. I'll pour that onto the tin foil. Super. Right, so we set the rate at the top and the rate at the bottom, and hopefully it'll be a bit quick. So we've got the boiler and the cable coming out into the top of the mash tun, and then out of the mash tun and probably into the fermenting vessel. And that really is making me want to wait. There we go. We've sparged that, and the fermenting vessel is over full. But our next stage is to boil the bugger, and that'll lose quite a lot. So hopefully we'll get down to a nice 5 gallons. What we'll do after is we'll pour the contents of this little baby into that little baby and boil it for 90 minutes. Then it'll be ready to cool down, and once it's down to temperature, probably tomorrow we'll just pitch the yeast and let it go like a gun. There we go, got a lovely rolling boil going. It's time to put in the hops. I'm going to put some in now. And there'll be some going in 15 minutes, 10 minutes before the end. 2 different kinds. There's a East Kent Goldings, and a Borbeck, and it's a Styrian, I think, I'm not sure. So we'll just poke them in, and we'll let that boil now for 90 minutes. We've got 15 minutes to go. It's time to put the last of the hops in. It's another pack of Borbecks, and this will be more for aroma, whereas the others were bitter in hops. Then we have the hops, come all pre-vacuum packed. Oh, blimey, the smell from that. Break them up a little bit because they've been squished up God knows how long. Sort of vacuum packet. And what I'll do in 5 minutes time, I'll put a Protoflac tablet in. And that will help to clear the beer once it's conditioning, so all the solids drop out of it. Okay. Super. At this stage it's not paramount to have everything sterilised because this is boiling water. There's nothing can live in it that's going to harm the beer. But tomorrow I will sterilise the fermenting vessel before I put this into it, because this will cool overnight, because this will just take forever to drop down. It's going to be down to about 20 degrees centigrade, otherwise it'll kill the yeast when we put it in. So I'll leave this for another 15 minutes now, and then we'll cover him up with a lid, tuck him up for the night. Right. Last job is to pitch the yeast. I need to get some air going into this. It is quite well aerated, but using a Safe Ale SO4 yeast. Get that going. As the yeast likes a bit of oxygen in the water. Comfortable. So we're well aerated there. And then a little bit of yeast. And then we lock him up for a week or so until it's finished fermenting, and then Bob's your uncle. Okay, it's been on in the fermenting vessel for about a day now, and it's bubbling like a good one. Blimey. So, I'm getting shouted at now for doing a video. Conditioning next door. We've got some tea. That's not vampire blood, it's cheeky Vimto. This will be ready in about a week or so, and then I'll leave it to condition.
It's not vampire blood.
What are you cheeking at, you?
I'm trying to focus here.
You're trying to what?
Focus.
What are you trying to focus on, darling?
My work, do you see here? My dad has Bibles to everything because I've been a good girl for my mum and my dad. Look. Woo! Woo! Do you see all this shiny paper? Woo!